As the new year unfolds before us, the buzz of resolutions and goals fill the air, nudging us to ponder our own inspirations and goals that we have for ourselves. Personally, I've always taken a unique take on resolutions one year, and my personal favorite resolution that I ever set for myself was to start flossing my teeth daily. Yeah, I know, right? But guess what? Flossing is still a daily habit for me. While I'm sure it's protocol when the hygienist still asks me to this day if I floss my teeth every day, my standard answer is yes. But what I'm thinking is, don't you already know the answer to that based on my teeth? So I'm proud of this daily habit that has remained for years. It's a small victory. Now, friend, let's turn the spotlight on you. Are you the type that likes to scribble down a list of ambitious resolutions and goals for each year? If so, how often do they revolve around grand visions that somehow get lost in the hustle and bustle of daily life? It's a common story. We set these lofty goals, and at the first stumble, instead of pausing to regain our footing, we're tempted to throw in the towel. But what if we approach it a little differently this year? What if we embrace each setback with a laugh and a dose of self-compassion? What if now is the time to be as kind to ourselves as we are to strangers? In this spirit, I'm setting a resolution, not just for myself, but one I do hope you'll join me in, to be kinder to ourselves and to allow grace in our entrepreneurial journeys, especially when it comes to one of the most daunting tasks we face as a business owner: consistent content creation. So let's dive into how we can make this resolution a tangible reality, transforming our approach to content creation from a source of stress to a stream of success. The reality of resolution. So let's talk about it, friend. As entrepreneurs, especially at the start of a new year, we often find ourselves setting sky high resolutions. Am I right? It's like standing at the base of a mountain, looking up the peak and deciding that, hey, I'm just going to sprint to the top without a second thought. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? We're fueled by a burst of inspiration and determination. You know the feeling, right? The excitement of all things new. But what happens at the first stumble? For many of us, the initial stumble may be missing a day of writing or falling behind on the content calendar becomes the spot where our resolution then all of a sudden halts. Remember setting a goal to publish a blog post every week. The first weeks were a breeze. I was filled with enthusiasm. I had all these great ideas, but then life happened. A client needed a little extra attention. My kids' school events piled up. And just like that, my well-intended plan hit a snag. Frustrated and burnt out from content creation, I used the stumble as an excuse to scrap pretty much all content creation in 2017. And while I wish I could tell you that I bounced back with consistency, that actually didn't happen until the end of 2018. And I'm very proud to say I've been a consistent each week content creator since then. It's the trap of all or nothing mentality. We set these enormous goals, and when the inevitable hiccup occurs, it feels like a catastrophic failure. But here's the thing. What if we adjust our lens to view these setbacks not as failures, friends, but as part of our journey? What if instead of aiming for flawless execution, we aim for consistent yet imperfect action? The shift from perfection to consistency was a game changer for me. It's about embracing the reality that some weeks I can craft an in-depth, thoughtfully researched post, and other times a quick, heartfelt update is all I can manage, and that's okay. This mindset transforms our approach, turning our resolutions and goals into sustainable practices rather than daunting challenges. So let's rethink how we approach our goals. Instead of reaching for the stars with a single leap, let's focus on building a staircase. Each step, no matter how small or imperfect, is progress. It's about celebrating the 2-paragraph post written in between meetings as much as the, oh my goodness, this is the best thing I've ever written for my blog during a quiet afternoon. Achieving your goals requires consistent steps taken day by day. The power of grace in your business journey, friend. It's the hustle of running a business and managing your personal commitments. We often forget one critical ingredient: grace. Grace is when things don't go as planned. Grace for when you're juggling too many balls and one drops. It's easy to extend understanding and compassion to others, but we're often our toughest enemies when it comes to our own selves. Think about how you'd comfort a friend who missed a deadline because their kiddo was sick, or how you reassure a fellow entrepreneur who's feeling overwhelmed. Now imagine offering that same kindness to yourself. It's about acknowledging that it's okay to have a day when you eat 3 Reese's peanut butter cups instead of just one, or to skip a workout because your meeting ran late. It's about understanding that being a bit short on patience with your family doesn't mean or make you a bad person or a failure. It makes you a human. Bringing grace into your business journey means recognizing that you're doing your best, even if the best isn't perfect every single day. It's about celebrating the small wins and learning from the hiccups. Most importantly, it's about acknowledging that every step, no matter how small or faltered, is a step forward for you. This grace becomes a powerful tool, allowing us to approach our business and personal lives with a sense of balance and kindness. So next time you find yourself being hard on yourself, I want you to pause and ask, would I say this to a friend? Chances are you wouldn't. Let's make a pact to treat ourselves with the same compassion we readily offer others. It's not just good for well-being, it's good for our businesses too. Practical steps for consistent content creation. Creating content consistently doesn't have to be an overwhelming task. It's about breaking it down into small, manageable actions that can easily fit into your busy schedule. So let's explore some practical ways to make this a reality for you. First, I want you to start with 10-minute action plans. The 10-minute action plan is a simple yet effective way to kickstart your content creation process. Dedicate just 10 minutes each day to a specific content-related task. So I want you to grab your favorite pen and do a thought download of all the different 10-minute daily actions you can take to be a consistent content creator. So here's just a few ideas to get you going. It can be brainstorming topics for 10 minutes, outlining a blog post, or jotting down your next podcast episode. These short bursts of focused effort can add up to significant progress over time. So go ahead and grab that timer and start to do a full list of your 10-minute daily actions. Building a story bank. One of the most valuable resources that you can have is a story bank. This is a collection of all your personal stories, client success stories, and life lessons. Now, these stories not only enrich your content, but they also make it more relatable and engaging to your audience. Whenever inspiration strikes, or you have a meaningful experience, or my personal favorite, a laughable adventure, add it to your story bank. This reservoir of ideas will be a lifesaver on the days when you're struggling for content. Plus, it's great to use in your social media. Okay, I want you to apply coaching principles to your content creation. As a coach, you're already equipped with skills that can be transformed to content creation. Here's a few tips for you. Goal setting. Just as you set clear, achievable goals for your clients, do the same for your content. What do you want to achieve with each piece? How does it align with your services? Accountability. Hold yourself accountable for your content goals. Consider partnering with a fellow entrepreneur for mutual check-ins or sharing your content plans with your audience to create a sense of commitment and excitement for what is to come. Reflective practice. Regularly reflect on what's working and what's not in your content strategy. This reflection practice will help you refine your approach and stay aligned with your audience needs and interests. So if you're not tracking your metrics, you must. Your numbers tell a story. I want you to embrace flexibility. Lastly, be flexible in your approach. My sister gave me one of my favorite signs. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. Each year when I put away my Christmas decor, I contemplate leaving it up all year round because it's a nice reminder to embrace the flexibility. Some weeks you'll have more time and energy for content creation than others. Adjust your plan accordingly. And remember that consistency doesn't mean rigid adherence to a schedule. It's about making steady progress in a way that's sustainable for you. Overcoming the inner critic. Yep, I know you can relate to this one. One of the most significant hurdles in our content creation journey, and indeed in our entrepreneurial path, is the critic. That voice of self-doubt often echoes the harshest judgments we can imagine, holding us back from taking action. Whether it's whispering you're not good enough or questioning the value of your insight, this mean girl syndrome can be a major roadblock. I want you to silence the inner critic. To tackle this, the first step is to recognize that this inner critic is actually part of us that's trying to protect us, even if it's an unhelpful way. Acknowledge its presence, thank it for keeping you safe, and don't let it take the driver's seat. And here's how you can start. Challenge that negative thought. When a negative thought arises, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Often we find these thoughts are based more on fear than reality. Focus on your impact. Remember, God put this calling on your heart for a reason, friend. Your content has the potential to touch at least one person's life. When self-doubt creeps in, shift your focus to the impact your words have. Even if you reach just one person, you are making a difference. Positive affirmations to counter negative thoughts. Phrases like, I have valuable insight to share, or my experiences can help others, can be powerful rebuttals to your self-doubt. Journaling. Use journaling as a tool for reflection. Journaling is an excellent way to process your thoughts and overcome negative thinking. It allows you to reflect on your feelings. Write down your fears and doubt. Seeing them on paper and sharing them with peers, your life coach, or mentor, they want to provide you with support and a different perspective on making them less intimidating and more manageable for you. Write a letter to Jesus. When you find you can't get yourself out of that negative thought pattern, sit down and pen a letter to Jesus, asking for his help and guidance. He answers, I promise, friend. Celebrate your wins. Make it a habit to jot down your successes, no matter how small they are. This practice can build your confidence and remind you of your progress. Go back and listen to episode 50 if you need to know a little bit more about celebrating your small wins. Plan your steps. Use your journal to plan out your content ideas and strategies. This helps organize your thoughts, and it makes the task of content creation feel less daunting for you. Remember, you are not alone. Lastly, know that every content creator and entrepreneur faces these challenges. You're not alone in this. If being an entrepreneur was easy, everyone would be doing it. Don't be afraid to share what you're feeling and experiencing with peers, your life coach or a mentor. They provide you with the support and they give you a different perspective on overcoming that self-doubt. Okay, friends, I've talked long enough. It's time to wrap this up. A call to consistent action is what I'm saying for you today. So, as we draw this to a close, I want to leave you with a clear call to action that goes beyond the short lived motivation of New Year's resolutions and goals. It's a call to embrace consistent, imperfect action in your content creation journey. It isn't about ticking off tasks on your to do list, it's about recognizing the powerful ripple effect your words and insights can have on others, even if it's just for one person. Reflecting on my own journey, I recall the moments I decided to commit to regular content creation. No more excuses. Despite the challenges and the occasional self-doubt, I've seen firsthand how my stories and experiences resonate with my audience. This commitment has not only strengthened my business, but it has also allowed me to connect with and inspire others in a way I hadn't ever imagined was possible. So as you sought out on your own path today, remember that your voice matters. Your experiences are valuable, and your content has the power to impact lives. Start small, be consistent, and let the magic of your unique journey unfold. Here's to a year of meaningful content creation filled with growth, learning, and the kind of success that feels deeply satisfying and authentically yours. Unlock the full potential of your content strategy in just 1 hour with a content creation simplified mini session. What this is a clarity session designed to streamline your process and supercharge your consistency. So make sure to hit that link below and book a mini session today. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Yay! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this episode valuable and learned some actionable tips that you can implement in your business so that you can feel accomplished and less stressed. If you enjoyed this show, please take a quick minute to share this with your business bestie, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more business owners just like you. Remember, with the right system and mindset, you can achieve the success your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to chatting with you next time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And don't forget, let's grow, friends.